The super empath, the one person the avoidant can't replace. We live in a world where emotional avoidance is common, where people run from depth, connection, and vulnerability as if it were fire. They ghost, detach, and build walls instead of bridges. And yet there is one person who breaks through all of that, one person who touches something in them so deeply they can never truly replace them. That person is the super empath. The super empath isn't just someone who feels deeply, it's someone who understands deeply. They see people, not the version others post online or the version they present to keep from being hurt, but the real version, and they love them anyway. When someone with avoidant tendencies meets a super empath, something unexpected happens. For maybe the first time, they feel understood without being chased, seen without being judged, and valued without being smothered. It's magnetic. But it's also terrifying. Why? Because the super empath holds a mirror to their soul. And when you've spent a lifetime avoiding your feelings, that kind of reflection is both the most beautiful and the most uncomfortable thing you can experience. And here's the kicker: the super empath won't wait forever. They are compassionate, but not weak, loving, but not desperate. They walk away with grace if they are not met with effort. And that walk away is the moment the avoidant realizes this wasn't just another person. They don't find another version of them because the super empath didn't need them. They chose them. And being chosen by someone who can see everything and still say, "You are worthy of love," that is unforgettable. The super empath has a rare ability, one that goes far beyond surface level kindness or emotional sensitivity. They possess an emotional radar that picks up on what others often miss. When they encounter someone with avoidant tendencies, they don't just see the aloofness or the distance that person puts forward. They see through it, not in a way that exposes or invades, but in a way that gently disarms. The avoidant may be used to people reacting to their withdrawal with frustration, confusion, or desperate attempts to pull them closer. But the super empath doesn't react. They respond. They notice the subtle shifts in tone, the long pauses, the things that go unsaid. They read the emotional climate behind the silence and intuit the pain that's being concealed by independence and control. What makes the super empath different is their understanding that emotional distance is often a form of self-protection. They don't take the avoidance behavior personally. They recognize that the wall isn't built because of something lacking in them. It's built from old wounds, past betrayals, or a deeply ingrained belief that intimacy leads to loss. Where others may try to tear those walls down, the super empath simply waits at the door, showing the kind of patience and consistency that quietly invites safety. But make no mistake, this doesn't mean the super empath is naive. They're not blind to red flags, nor do they excuse toxic behavior. Their gift is discernment, not denial. They can see the wounded child beneath the adult's avoidant patterns. They can sense when fear is hiding behind indifference. And this isn't just empathy, it's presence. The kind that says, "I see you," not the version you show to keep people at arm's length. You. This level of emotional clarity can be startling for the avoidant person. Most of their connections have allowed them to keep up the mask. But the super empath doesn't engage with the mask. They engage with the soul beneath it. That experience can be unsettling for someone who has spent years keeping their emotions compartmentalized and controlled. There's no performance to keep up around a super empath because performance doesn't work. The empath knows when someone is saying the right thing but feeling something else entirely. They don't always call it out, but they register it. Their presence alone invites truth to the surface. And not by force, but through trust. What makes this connection so powerful is that the super empath doesn't come in trying to fix or heal the avoidant. They don't need to. Just by being who they are, they provide an emotional environment where someone can begin to confront what they've been running from. And that kind of space, the kind that says, "You don't have to be anything but real with me," is not just healing, it's transformative. When an avoidant person encounters a super empath, something unfamiliar happens. They feel a sense of safety they didn't expect. yet alongside it, a discomfort they can't quite explain. The super empath has a way of seeing them clearly, past the surface, past the self-protection, straight into the heart of who they are. For someone used to guarding their emotional space, this is both deeply soothing and profoundly unsettling. It's as if they've been walking around with armor for years, and suddenly someone shows up who doesn't try to break through it, but simply makes it unnecessary. Avoidant individuals often rely on emotional distance to regulate connection. They tend to push people away when things get too intimate or overwhelming. This can create a cycle where partners chase, overextend, or try to decode the avoidance behaviors, ultimately reinforcing their fear that closeness equals pressure or loss of control. But the super empath does none of that. Instead of chasing or clanging, they hold space. They respect distance without withdrawing love. They don't react with neediness, but with calm presence. And that presence doesn't demand closeness. It invites it. What the avoidant feels, often for the first time, is emotional safety without expectation. There's no performance required, no urgency to meet a need or to become something they're not. The super empath sees the avoidant not as broken or deficient, but as someone who has learned to protect themselves in the best way they knew how. This kind of acceptance is rare. And for the avoidant, it creates a quiet sense of connection they didn't anticipate. One that doesn't feel like entrapment, but rather relief. However, with that safety comes a new and confusing experience-sick vulnerability. Suddenly, the avoidant begins to feel things they've long suppressed: longing, fear, tenderness, even guilt. They might start to question their patterns, their avoidance, their resistance to intimacy. But this questioning can be overwhelming. The super empath's ability to intuit emotions and speak to what's beneath the surface holds up a mirror that's hard to ignore. It's one thing to avoid closeness when no one really sees you. It's another thing entirely to pull away from someone who does, and still chooses to stay present. This contradiction, feeling drawn in and exposed at the same time, is what creates the internal conflict. The avoidant doesn't know whether to lean in or run, and often they do both. They test the waters, get close, then retreat. But something about the super empath keeps them tethered. Even in moments of distance, the memory of how it felt to be seen, understood, and not judged lingers. It's not just that the empath cared, it's how they cared. With depth, with consistency, without control. That dual feeling. The calm of being emotionally understood and the chaos of confronting long avoided feelings becomes the turning point. It's what makes the super empath unforgettable, because in a world where they've managed to stay hidden from most, they finally met someone who noticed the parts they thought were invisible. The super empath loves with a quiet confidence that doesn't need to beg for reciprocation. Unlike many who find themselves entangled with avoidant individuals and fall into cycles of overgiving or over-explaining, the super empath does not chase. They offer their love fully, but not desperately. They understand the difference between holding space for someone and holding themselves hostage for that person's emotional growth. This is one of the most powerful distinctions in their approach to relationships. When the avoidant pulls away, as they often do when intimacy begins to feel threatening, the super empath doesn't collapse into panic. They don't flood the avoidant with messages, try to overanalyze their behavior, or contort themselves in an attempt to feel chosen. Instead, they remain grounded, not cold, not detached, simply rooted in their own worth. Their self-respect doesn't allow them to become emotionally entangled in someone else's avoidance. That's not because they don't care deeply. It's because they've learned, often through pain, that real love is mutual. It cannot be built by one person doing all the emotional labor. This restraint is not passive aggression or manipulation. It's the natural result of emotional maturity. The super empath knows their value. They know that chasing someone who fears closeness doesn't create connection. It creates pressure, and pressure is the very thing the avoidant runs from. So instead, the empath steps back with grace. They leave room for the avoidant to meet them halfway. If they don't, the empath doesn't push harder. They simply move in the direction of peace. This is often a moment of reckoning for the avoidant. They are used to being pursued. They may have even grown accustomed to the rhythm of people trying to fix them, decode them, or prove themselves worthy of their affection. But with the super empath, that pattern collapses. The attention doesn't escalate when they withdraw. It softens, not out of defeat, but out of discernment. The imp refuses to teach someone how to treat them by tolerating neglect or inconsistency. They are not interested in building a relationship where one person is always reaching while the other is always retreating. The power of this stance lies in its calm clarity. The super empath sends a message without needing to say, much I want you, but I don't need to lose myself to be with you. That energy is magnetic because it's rare. It breaks the push-pull cycle, and while it may cause the avoidant to withdraw initially, it also forces them to question the idea that all love feels suffocating. Suddenly, they are not being chased or smothered. They're simply being invited. That invitation can feel unsettling, even confusing, but it also begins to plant a seed of curiosity. What would it feel like to be with someone who doesn't try to control me, but also won't let me control the connection by withholding? The super empath embodies the paradox of deep love with clear boundaries. It's that very balance. Love without neediness, presence without pursuit. That makes them stand out in the emotional landscape of the avoidant. When the super empath finally walks away, something shifts in the emotional world of the avoidant person. At first, it might seem like just another ending. They've had many, might even tell themselves that this was inevitable, that closeness never lasts, that they don't really need anyone. But the absence of the super empath feels different. It's not dramatic. There's no messy confrontation, no pleading, no scenes. It's quiet, graceful. But beneath that quietness is a powerful impact. The kind that doesn't hit all at once, but sinks in slowly and deeply over time. Most people, when leaving an avoidant partner, do so from a place of emotional chaos or exhaustion. They leave feeling defeated or resentful, and the exit becomes a mirror of the unstable connection they were trying to endure. But the super empath walks away with clarity. Not because they stopped caring, because they finally recognized that their care alone wasn't enough to sustain the relationship. They don't leave to provoke a reaction or teach a lesson. They leave because staying any longer would require them to abandon themselves. And they've done too much inner work to make that mistake again. For the avoidant, this creates an unusual emotional experience. They don't feel the chaos they're used to. Instead, they feel space, a hollow echo where there once was emotional safety, warmth, understanding. They may have spent the relationship thinking they could take or leave it, but the moment the super empath is gone, they realize that this person didn't just get them. They held them in a way no one else ever has. The empath's energy wasn't invasive, but it was steady. It wasn't needy, but it was consistent and reply. And without it, the avoidant feels a kind of silence they aren't prepared for. What starts as relief, the familiar distance they often crave, begins to morph into something else, longing. Not just for the person, but for the feeling that person brought into their life. The ease of being seen without explanation. The safety of not having to perform, the rare piece of emotional intimacy that didn't come with demands. It doesn't matter how many dates they go on, how many people try to connect with them afterward. They can't recreate the emotional quality of what they had because the super empath wasn't a placeholder. They weren't someone looking for validation or playing a role. They were fully present, fully real, and fully themselves. That authenticity isn't something the avoidant can go out and find again the moment it's gone. It's not about chemistry or compatibility. It's about emotional resonance. And when someone has experienced that kind of resonance, even once, every superficial connection that follows feels a little emptier. So, while the super empath may leave with quiet dignity, the echo of their presence remains loud, not in words or actions, but in contrast. The contrast between being emotionally understood and merely tolerated. Between feeling safe and simply being left alone. And that contrast lingers. Being irreplaceable doesn't come from how much love someone gives, how much they sacrifice, or how intensely they feel. It comes from how rooted they are in who they are, from the integrity with which they love. The super empath is not unforgettable because they give endlessly or bend over backwards. They're unforgettable because they offer love from a place of self-awareness and internal wholeness. Their love is not a strategy to earn validation. It's a reflection of their values, their boundaries, and their truth. That kind of love has a weight to it, not heavy, but grounded. When it's gone, it leaves a noticeable absence, not because it was overwhelming, but because it was real. For the avoidant person who often lives in a world of emotional ambiguity, this kind of integrity is rare. They're used to dynamics where love comes with strings, expectations, or attempts at control. But the super empath doesn't use love as a tool. They love cleanly, which means they don't manipulate, they don't guilt trip, and they don't try to save someone who isn't ready to grow. Their strength is not in how much they feel, but in how clearly they express those feelings without compromising themselves. They can say, "I care about you deeply," while also saying, "I won't accept less than I deserve." That clarity is what sets them apart. Most people swing between extremes, either giving too much and losing themselves, or shutting down completely to protect themselves. The super empath does neither. They stay open but not available to anything less than respect, consistency, and emotional effort. That balance is powerful and rare. It's the emotional version of walking into a room and feeling calm without saying a word. This is why the super empath can't be replaced. It's not because no one else can offer love. Many people can. It's because so few offer love that is both deep and discerning. The avoidant, after the connection ends, may try to move on, meet new people, distract themselves. But what they often realize is that while others may give attention or even affection, it lacks the substance they felt with the empath. The depth, the steadiness, the way they could be seen and still accepted, challenged but not controlled. In time, the avoidant may come to understand that what made the super empath different was their unwillingness to abandon themselves. That's what gave their love its power. It wasn't about how much they felt. It was about how much of themselves they were willing to bring forward and how little they're willing to lose in the process. That kind of integrity is unforgettable, especially for someone who's built walls to protect against the very kind of closeness the empath offered so naturally. So while the world is full of people to date, talk to, and even love, the imprint left by someone who loved with both heart and backbone doesn't fade easily. Because when someone shows you what it feels like to be truly known and still respected, not tolerated, not managed, not fixed, that becomes the standard. And that standard is hard to forget. The super empath is not a myth, not a fantasy, and certainly not someone who needs fixing. They are real. Rare, but real. They are the emotional game changers. The ones who don't just love with intensity, but with intention. They're the mirror many avoidant people never needed and the presence they never thought they'd miss until it was gone. In a world where detachment can feel like power, the super empath reminds us that true strength lies in connection, in choosing to be soft without being small, in caring without clinging, and in walking away not because they stopped loving, but because they started loving themselves enough not to stay where they weren't fully met. The avoidant may not understand the depth of what they had until silence replaces presence. But by then, the super empath has already turned that love inward, healed, grown, and moved forward. Still loving, but no longer waiting. Thank you for giving your attention, your presence, and your time to this message. Whether you see yourself as the super empath, the avoidant, or somewhere in between, I hope this brought you clarity, not just about others, but about yourself. Remember, emotional intelligence is not about being perfect. It's about being aware. And in that awareness, we find the power to choose relationships that honor who we truly are. Take what resonated, let go of what didn't, and keep showing up in your life with the kind of courage that makes love worth having. Until next time, be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think. Thank you and take care.